Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, before I launch, I want everybody to know that the last topic involves the Kenton County Republican Party organizational meeting last night, so you want to watch the whole show today. Fauci's emails. You know, I thought of something that I didn't hear anybody else on the national stage commenting about, and it's this. Fauci actually said yesterday, when he's trying to defend himself and saying things are taken out of context, he actually said this. He said, I don't understand why China would want to kill themselves. And I can't believe nobody grabbed this and ran with it, so I will. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, Mao Zedong freaking killed millions and millions and millions of Chinese on purpose. The Great Purge. The Communist Chinese Party kills people every day. People disappear. There's concentration camps, on and on and on. For anybody to claim, like Dr. Fauci, and for he not to be challenged and not anybody pick up on that, shocks me. You don't think Xi and the Chinese Communist Party is willing to sacrifice a few million Chinese of the billions that they have to wipe out the United States? Yes, they do. I can't believe nobody grabbed that. It's also clear that Dr. Fauci committed perjury. But what do I always say about that, folks? No one ever gets prosecuted for perjury. I don't even know why we have the law anymore. Nobody gets nailed for perjury, especially testifying before Congress. The hearings. The Republicans want to hold hearings. Those congressional committees are held by Democrats. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to hold my breath. And Joe Biden's team is defending Fauci. Real shocker there. Oh, he's been such an instrument. I mean, see, just shameless. But why? They know they got the American Communist 10 to back their play. Labs. You know what? It's kind of scary when you think about it. These labs that are out there messing with these germs, these chemicals, everything that they screw around with. We need to be thinking about whether or not all that is necessary and what purpose does it serve. The ex-CDC director he came out and said he had actually death threats when he was talking about the Wuhan lab. I mean, you got to be kidding me. He's the CDC guy. He comes up with why? The whole American Communist 10, the whole gang of them went straight after him. Went after all of them. A gain of function. It's clear that Fauci lied about it. Oh, I didn't think we were still doing gain of function. Then he tells the world that they weren't. He knew it was a lie, complete freaking lie. And then we have the scientific bias. Remember, follow the science, follow the science. What did I tell you? Even Dr. Durrani's defense lawyers find whores that testify that he didn't do anything wrong. You can always find another side of science. You got a scientist that says the world is round. I guarantee you, I can pay a scientist enough money to say the world's flat. 27 scientists signed that letter in Lancet magazine, Premier magazine, saying this is conspiracy theory about the Wuhan lab. There are some lying son of a bitches, bought and paid for scientists, getting grants. And who have we been busting lately in the United States? People in these colleges and labs getting money from China and giving China secrets. Unbelievable. China, Trump released a statement yesterday saying they owe us $10 trillion. Don't forget my original idea, which nobody in the national stage is talking about. Don't pay their debt back. Say sorry, because you're not going to give you the $10 trillion, but you can say, oh, we're not going to pay you the money we owe you. Thank you very much. Consider it paid in full. That's how you play that game. What else? Science evolves. Fauci's talking about science evolves. What does science evolving have to do with lying about the leak out of the Wuhan lab? It has nothing to do with science. It's unfreaking believable. And last but not least, we have censorship over this. All this censorship over this. And very last on this topic is this. Do you freaking believe it? The American Communist 10 took the side of China over the United States. And they still do. That ought to scare the hell out of you. Fauci, Biden, the NIH, the CDC, all these freaking people, the scientists, the American Communist 10, the media, they all sided with China over Trump, over the United States. Terrible, dastardly. There is apparently, in California middle school, these kids are having to write an essay about why I am a racist. Can you imagine doing that to a kid? Why I'm a racist? And then we have this great video that's been going around of this father and his child talking about skin color doesn't matter. Somebody who understands what Martin Luther King said. Don't you love how the left and the American Communist 10 never respond to the assertion that how can you defend what you're doing when Martin Luther King Jr. said he looked forward to the day that his children were judged not by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. Just want to ignore that. Just want to ignore it. Amazon sells shirts called Blue Lives Murder. American Communist 10 is okay with that. Trump and the GOP, I was glad to see that the GOP is wanting to coordinate and work with Trump on the message about America First. By the way, he ran on Make America Great Again and putting America First in 2016. That message has never gone away. It's still the right message and the most powerful message, is it not? Now more than ever, in light of what Joe Biden is doing. Infrastructure. Biden says he could live with $1 trillion. I think the Republicans were at $800 billion. There'll be a deal done on infrastructure. What it is, who God only knows, but the deal's coming. AOC, in her infinite wisdom, says, hey, if you have fewer jails, we'll have fewer criminals. Yeah, if you arrest fewer people, you have less criminals. No, you still got crime going on, but you don't have as many criminals. That district elected that woman. Mark Cuban, the Texas, this is unbelievable. Mark Cuban, a billionaire. Don't you love it when these guys become billionaires? They're better than Americans. They're better than everybody else. Decides not to play the Star-Spangled Banner because it's controversial. Well, Texas has passed a bill that's requiring it if you receive taxpayer funds. So there you have it. National parks. The national parks are now ran by the Biden administration. So what do? The national parks are right there with this Pride Month, and they're putting rainbows everywhere. I mean, it just makes you want to vomit in a national park. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, last but not least, something that's near and dear to my heart, the Kenton County Republican Party, a party that I once chaired when I was only 24 years old. You remember that Shane Noem, the new chairman, who's like 31, 32. I was only 24, Shane. Well, last night, now, it used to be back in the day that we had a Kentucky Post, a Kentucky Enquirer, had reporters like Pat Crowley. We had reporters like Jack Hicks from the Post, and they covered this stuff in Northern Kentucky. Nobody covers it anymore except River City News, which I'm glad River City News exists because they do cover a lot of this stuff. Apparently, they weren't there last night. And the Northern Kentucky Tribune, which is very much part of the establishment and corporate Northern Kentucky. But Mark Hansel from the Bulldog Reports was there in attendance, as well as I got reports from lots of folks. You're not going to believe what happened at the Kenton County Republican Organizational Meeting. Now, let me explain this to you very quickly and concisely. Every 2 years, the political parties have to reorganize. So you got to get elected as a precinct captain. Then the precinct captains elect the party chairman. You do this every 2 years. The party chairman just don't, voila. So Greg Shoemate, who I appointed to the Kenton County Republican Executive Committee at the request of the late Eileen Harper, has been the chairman for, I don't know, a couple decades. He's won it. To my shock, I made fun of this yesterday, he gave it up. Now, he is a McConnellite. Shoemate is McConnell. Well, Shane Noem, who worked at Dinsmore, has opened up this strategy, this lobbying organization called the Rebling Organization, or Rebling, named after the bridge, with Dinsmore Shoal, who I hate. Dinsmore Shoal, of course, represents Children's Hospital, Westchester Hospital, Christ Hospital, and Durrani in those cases. So, ladies and gentlemen, they picked this kid who's a McConnellite, used to work for McConnell, who's going to be the next party chairman. So at the organizational meeting last night, guess who showed up? One, Wesley Deters, Dr. George and Paula Miller's wonderful daughter, who was recruited to run as party chairman. For lack of a better words, we'll call them the Trumpers. So the anti-establishment Trumpers have Wesley Deters, no relation, although I'm sure the other side thought she was, to run. Well, they showed up en masse. Family showed up, precinct captain showed up. So you can't make this up. So if they held a fair election organizational meeting, Wesley Deters would have been elected the county party chairman. But no, 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 no. Greggy Marmalade Shoemate and the rest of the clan decided that they were going to have this fix in, and they used Robert's Rules of Orders. This is the slate. You approve this agenda. Boom. These are your officers, including Shane Noem, who I understand was trembling like a leaf ready to fall off a tree in a windstorm in the middle of October. He's apparently trembling. He's a 31-year-old kid. Like, oh, what am I getting into? He's just a puppet. See, the puppeteers, McConnell and Shoemate, Greg Marmalade Shoemate. Nice guy, but a wimp. So, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, there is now a civil war in the Kenton County Republican Party, and yours truly throws in with the good guys. That's right, the Trump people, the people that got screwed. Because you know what, folks? There's political swamps everywhere. The Republican Party in Washington's a swamp. Columbus, are you kidding me? They won't even remove a guy who's been indicted, who's their Senate leader. Down in the state of Kentucky, are you kidding me? There's swamps everywhere. Swamps and and remember what I told you. When I was Kenton County Republican Party chairman, I loved beating up the Democrats. But you know what I hated the most? The inter-party stuff. Well, there's now, thanks to their stupidity and their quest for that power, got to hold on to the chairmanship of the Kenton County Republican Party like it's a big deal. Well, now they got a civil war going on in Kenton County. Now, I want to encourage everybody to feed me any and all information and facts. Apparently, there's some videos flying around that we'll have to post about this. I mean, it got nasty, nasty, nasty. And by the way, I'm friends with some of these people on both sides. But there comes a time to take a stand. Oh, the main beef apparently is they felt like that the establishment, with Bevin losing Kenton County, was a big problem. So they didn't think that was good. And some of the legislatures took a little bit of exception to that. So, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, we got a local war going on, civil war in the Kenton County Republican Party. And I'm for the Trumpers. Trump forever, Greg Marmalade Shoemate, Shane Noem, and Senator McConnell, never. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.